would also go out and do outreach to other institutions, high schools, and so forth.
Okay. We are very interested in that. That would be very important for us and our mission. I think it's something
We discussed it with Danuta before and told us about that idea and said it would just be perfect. This would be a great location. There's a lot of, so as Dr. I mentioned, we have a large number of students who are already within their objectives is to study in the United States. It would be wonderful.
Okay. Yeah, we're approaching a number of institutions. We certainly want to spend the pitch as well. And so I don't know who I should follow up with, but whether it be with you or with Johnny or Monica, I'm happy to contact
I'll be happy to work with you.
Yeah, great. Okay. Thank you very much.
You know, just last night I was talking to a former student of ours who's working at one of the UN agencies. And we're discussing the creation of a minor in an emphasis in international public administration. Because as an international public administration field, we could have students interested because we're not ready for that here. I mean, they don't have that training, and they won't go into that to go work for the Ecuadorian government. So that's not an option for us. But the whole world of the UN agency and the relief agencies and the international organizations in the field of volunteer work, not just small agencies, you know. So, and what was interesting about that was he was explaining how frustrated he was that all of that work was being done in Quito and nothing was being done in Guayaquil. And you know, Guayaquil is really the largest city in Ecuador, the most dynamic one, really. You know, a lot of things go on in Quito, but it's all bureaucracy. Here is where you really have to bring a lot of things that are in Quito over to Guayaquil. We would have great success. And the news that we would have a U.S. office in Guayaquil would be just awesome. It would really make things, it would make a huge difference because we do have a large critical mass here that would really benefit from your services. You know, and also for public relations from the U.S., we are really lacking a lot of. This year, beginning of the year, we had an American Speaker Series that was very successful. We had several officers from the U.S. consulate coming to our classrooms, and they were also very happy. The students were elated. It was exhilarating for everybody because it's an opportunity for you to see to have direct contact with students in the classroom, and for them to hear about all the different backgrounds of all of you. Would love it if we could do something.
That'd be terrific.
Yeah.
Could you talk a little bit about the English, the level of English of your students coming in, what kind of English programs you have here? That's also of great interest to us.
You're going to hear the same speech from either me or Monica. Why don't you?
Well, we have the whole international front, and so this is what makes our university different. Okay, our students are required to take a certain number of credits in English and to certify a certain level of proficiency. And so students are coming in with better and higher level of proficiency in English because English is now pretty much a standard. Okay, so the fact that we get students that are more and more fluent means that our ESL department is shrinking. And our ICP department is growing. The students now are seeing that it's a matter of status and a golden goal to be able to say, oh, I study in English. Because then in English. And then they have the international professors. So it's not just local Ecuadorian international faculty members, but also foreign international faculty members from all over the world.
Do you have some American professors?
Oh yes, of course. It's our main source of recruiting, the U.S. But we also have people from Britain. We have people from Germany. From all over the world, right? Australia, for instance. And so every opportunity. That's why we welcome an Anglo-Saxon mind. You know what I'm saying? It's very important for the students to learn to reason and to be critical and analytical, and they need that kind of exposure. And you know what? After they've had it, what happens is that they don't want to go back to the Ecuadorian style. Professor said, whereas the style that we have with the international faculty is more interactive and learning to develop critical thinking and apply that. So think for yourselves, these are the situations, this is what you're going to research, let's talk about it, let's discuss it.
That's interesting. It sounds like perhaps the students that are coming into your school would need some time to adjust to that new kind of
Right,
system.
it's a switch of
It's a
culture.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
an entirely
mindset.
different education.
You see what you want to do with that in your life.
Mhm.
And don't cheat yourselves.
Right.
Don't waste your time and your money. It's your investment. You're not cheating me.
Sure.
So they've got that clear now, and there's the boom. There's the boom across the board. Then they want to go out. They want to go out with this minor, and now with this other minor, and this other minor. It's just because they've caught on to the sport of creating a future for themselves. So this is what's going on. So now Spanish also,
Okay.
but they've got this choice,
Okay.
and it's become a sign of status. Okay.
I mentioned the 12
Knowledge.
majors,
Okay.
12 majors they have in
Yes.
English. They now have at least, one of us created about 40 different minors.
Yeah.
And very creative minors.
So they love it. You know, I was just telling Johnny this morning about and I wrote to you, example, we're for the first time we're offering communication across genders. This is a new course, okay? So they are elated, they're exhilarated, they just love it. They want to get into intercultural studies now because what do we cover there? We cover Venus and Mars,
I was gonna ask
Cupid's
you.
wild arrows across cultures.
Sure.
We've got the office situations with the glass ceiling and the women's rights, and from those micro situations, an office, an organization, the home, intercultural home, and all of that. How does this affect development? How does this become an issue, a world issue? Okay,
Sure.
so how are we dealing in the regional blocks with countries with completely different cultures, like the Western mind and the Muslim mind, and things like that.
We're trying to figure that one out ourselves.
So so the students are, you can count on me for anything as far as planning, coming up with ideas. We want to have an office on campus. Here, we can certainly fight for that, trying to get that.
Okay.
That would be a plus for us to really discuss.
Great. Okay, well, we'll definitely come up with a proposal, and that's one of my big requirements when I first got here. The public affairs officer, Michael Greenwald, said we need to put something in Guayaquil for education.
You know, the oldest
The gender breakdown of your students.
women.
52 to 48. Seems to be a phenomenon. I've noticed it in a number of places in the U.S. The number of female college students.
Yeah,
it's about the
yeah,
same.
that's
55%. I think I saw a video
Well, of
around.
course, men keep the economy going. You see, women go to school.
Sure, there you go.
You know, create all of ours.
I can imagine.
You're not retired.
I'll get rolling.
I've been designated as the drill sergeant.
I was in the School of Public and International Affairs. So, yeah, and they have an excellent Latin American Studies program, which is,
You have to be like one of
and that's what helped me get the Fulbright. Coming out of Pittsburgh, I had professors who knew Ecuador well and encouraged me to come here, and so,
American Studies is one of our house in the United States.
yes, so Pittsburgh is an
I'm a
island.
big supporter of
So they get all, I guess all that work is also going to be combined with the Fulbright work that we would be working on, right?
Well, it's not, they have an educational advising program in Quito at the Fulbright. This would be at an institution here in Guayaquil.
Right.
And it would function in
a similar fashion.
somewhat the same fashion.
That's right. We have a network of educational advising